if I can get a go-ahead that we're okay to count off time, I'll go ahead and start that. Before we begin, I'm zorlaxseven. To my right is... Oh, go ahead.
I'm Sikinar. Oh, sorry.
Sikinar, Rom Scout. There we go. All right, so...
We'll get there eventually. Hopefully in less than an hour.
We'll see.
All right, so run's going to start anytime. Give me the thumbs up. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, everyone, this is Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. No save and quit, no wrong warp, no out of bounds. So let's talk about that means real quick. No save and quit, that's pretty obvious. So we're not allowed to save and quit in the entire run. We are allowed to bring up the save and quit menu. We'll be doing that quite a bit. We're not allowed to death warp in the run either. So we'll take one intentional death, but it's not really a death warp. So no wrong warp. That's also kind of in the title. Any screen transition or cave transition we take has to take you to its intended target. So no doghouse glitch, none of that. And lastly, no out of bounds. Out of bounds is kind of hard to describe, but basically it's like no walking on ceilings and no screen transitioning from solid objects. And world record for this category is a whopping 56 minutes and 10.14 seconds by yours truly. Shoutouts to Seabass. Oh, I also have to give shoutouts to Dresden for lending me his game. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. If you're watching right now, I really appreciate it. Shoutouts to Dresden. And this is Quicksword. Almost missed it.
Yeah, so what Quicksword is you can get the sword that he just did before the owl finishes his animation, and it saves a couple seconds by trying to grab it right before the animation begins.
Since you didn't get that, though, the run's already, like, doomed.
Hey, I got it. I got it, dude. What you talking about? I mean, yeah, the run is doomed already, just by me playing, but it's okay.
I should say if you don't get it.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That's the you have to retire from LADX.
It's a bad omen.
I almost had to retire right there. Hand over the controller to Siki, Rom Scout. They'll do a 2-player, 1 controller run.
Oh, definitely. Some co-op. So this owl, we're going to be seeing quite a lot of. He kind of throughout the casual play gives you a lot of updates about the plot and kind of where you're supposed to go, which isn't super essential for this. So we're just mostly going to be spamming through his text.
And I don't know Japanese, so.
Yeah, that's a big factor.
Can you tell them a little bit about Moblin Skip since we're going to be doing that real quick?
Yeah, okay, so Moblin Skip is the big, first sequence break of this game. There's this little side quests that we usually have to do where we give these items to these NPCs, and that lets us eventually get through this kind of forest that's kind of like cursed and hard to get through. But what we do is damage boosting over a pit, kind of near the end of the forest, lets us enter it from the backside, and from there we can just get the item at the end that we'd otherwise have to kind of do a little more tasks for.
Sick.
And that was Moblin Skip, so now...
Nice.
Yeah, so...
RIP.
Something you typically do there that actually you'll be doing a lot in the run for various uses is clipping into the wall a little bit. It's very easy to do. Even people casually playing might notice that they accidentally clip into it a bit. But it helps up with, in that case, positioning for the damage boost and leaving you over the pit a little longer, and then in many other cases, much bigger sequence breaks.
Yeah, wall clipping has a lot of really cool applications, and we're going to see a lot of them throughout this run, because it just sort of manipulates the way Link is interpreted as far as his position in relation to the wall.
Yeah, basically your hitbox is inside the wall just a little bit. You do that just by walking into the corner of a wall. It's pretty cool. Even though it's not really.
This is the infamous Trendy game. Shoutouts to Stanner. It's
Well, we didn't get first try yet. We got to wait for it.
You're right. We gotta wait.
Yo, first
Okay.
try. Yo, clap.
This is we in there.
Yes. All right.
In the game right there.
Definitely.
So we're gonna get the powder. We only really need to use it twice for the entire speed run. We'll be using it in Dungeon 2, not 2 times, and hopefully that's it. We might have to use it for the final boss if RNG's not with us.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're gonna steal the shovel and eventually the bow, because we need the shovel to complete the game. We need the shovel and the bow to complete the game, actually. And stealing from the shop is just much easier than grinding out the 1,200 rupees to get all those items. So this is the only intentional death I'll be taking. If I die, then I messed up. We also need 10 bombs to do some other tricks.
And this shopkeeper can be a little finicky sometimes. Sometimes, if you don't move quite right, he can look back and kind of catch you before you leave, which can cost a little bit of time.
Yeah, and stealing is an intentional part of the route or the game. It's not really a glitch. It's something they built in. So actually, you can't really tell unless you speak Japanese. But Link's name has been turned from Esna, because that's what I always name my file, to Thief. So from now on, everyone's going to refer to us as Thief. But Japanese, so we don't care. I'm also killing certain amount of enemies in the overworld because I'm setting up something called Piece of Power, which drops every 30 enemies you kill. By doing that, if you get Piece of Power inside of a dungeon, it increases your movement speed by 25%. And increased movement speed run, good stuff.
There are a couple variables that can affect Piece of Power drop. Like some enemies will drop other items, like a thing called the Guardian Acorn, and things like that can kind of affect. You have to account for those as you're accruing your kill count.
For the record, all Moldorms in this game are jerks. Dude.
That Zol can sometimes jump in front of you.
I thought I had him cleared. I thought I was good.
It looked good, but
just Zorlax things.
Hashtag Zorlax things.
So we knocked an enemy in the pit, so that does not count for Piece of Power. So I'll be killing one extra enemy, theoretically. And that's the first of 96 menus in the run. I'll be going to the item menu 96 times.
I'll be counting Zorlax.
Good. Each time you go to the menu, it costs 2 seconds, so I try to minimize the amount of menus I do. I'm usually known for my very tight menuing, but I'm not really used to a GameCube controller, so it's going to be kind of ugly.
I'm honestly not even sure how he plays with a GameCube controller or any 2D game, really.
Yo, the Geocod boost. That was like the worst Geocod boost you can do, but
you got it.
We got it. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Really tight frame window for that one. Here's something called, what he just did is called a super jump, and that's another exploit through wall clipping. By kind of doing certain inputs and kind of like directing yourself away from the ledge, you can essentially fly over a lot of obstacles.
Yeah, we basically tricked the game into thinking that we're jumping off a cliff, which allows us to basically jump over these objects. So the super jumps in this route save about 5 minutes or so. I forget the exact numbers, but they save quite a bit. All right. I'm going to ask for a little bit of serious time. Okay, good.
That was some really good Moldor movement. Sometimes he can give you patterns that are just really challenging.
Yeah, I don't know. My heart was in my chest for that, or in my throat for that, so it better be in my chest. All right. That's Dungeon 1.
Do you have time for quick donation?
Are we on pace?
All right, let's go.
we're on great pace. Go ahead.
All right, we have $25 from Seabass.
Yo, Seabass! Yo! Maybe Seabass will notice me now.
All right, Zorlax, good luck on the run, dude. Consider yourself noticed, Kappa 7.
Yes!
I'll donate another 25 for triple firsties or quad moblins.
I'll go for the quad moblins.
Yeah, the quad moblin.
Oh, let's go.
That's the quad single slash, right? The sicky strats. Unfortunately, Seabass, I'm going to be buffering my Rooster Skip because I am a pleb, much like War. Just toss that in there.
Shoutouts to War.
So this is one of the reasons we play on Japanese version. We can skip that entire text box.
Yeah.
That text box that series of text boxes in the US version takes about 19 seconds, whereas we can just skip it with B in the Japanese version. Japanese versus US versions don't change. There's no glitches that are exclusive to one version or another. It's just the text boxes, which are about 3 minutes faster in Japanese. So I'm killing these random enemies, again, for that piece of power drop. We gotta avoid the acorn because it costs 2 seconds to pick up. Almost picked up the heart piece of shame. Go ahead.
I was just gonna make sure everyone knows it's called the heart piece of shame.
Okay. We also call it the heart piece of sicky, but you know.
Whoa, okay. So the reason we're in this cave is because we're about to rescue a pretty essential character in the plot of this game.
He sucks, by the way.
He's absolutely terrible. I think he's the true antagonist of this game.
He's the true final boss.
Yeah, he is. He's ruined more runs than the final boss has for me.
Definitely.
and that's
He can single-handedly mess up your manipulations for the pieces of power because his kills also count on your kill counter.
Yep.
and there's not really a way to control what he decides to eat and not eat. So
Can you talk about flock skipping real quick?
He'll even eat like cutscene triggers. He'll eat like important pieces of the game if you sequence break with them enough. So
what Zorlax just did, what's called a flock clip, and it's where by using a text box, for some reason that kind of affects the placement of Link, and he can pass between sprites that are connected by corners, and that saves kind of just having to walk around the other way of the swamp.
Okay, so this is our first piece of power drop. We hope for 3. So this is pretty cool music. So if you like it, good. We're gonna hear a lot of it, hopefully.
Very repetitive.
this is the dungeon music in a speedrun.
Essentially, yeah. And you'll see it really does improve like his movement, and when he attacks enemies, you'll see that they'll kind of just get knocked far away and things like that.
And you also do double damage to most enemies. Oh, whoa, holy. Blah, 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 blah.
If you get hit a few times, though, it goes away.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, we're on course.
Kind of got lost on my control stick there. It happens.
Yeah,
Oh, you're not even using the D. Oh my goodness! What are you doing?
He's doing all sorts of stuff. He has like the analog and the C stick.
Yeah, I use a mixture of the control stick, the C stick, and the D-pad. Don't ask. Just don't ask.
It's a Zorlax thing.
Yeah, just relax things. This is how you get good at the game while not being good at the game. So if you get hit 3 times, you lose piece of power. So I got hit once. So I have 2 more hits left on piece of power. There's one more.
So he actually caused the ghosts in this room to despawn rather than beating them the
Killing them.
intended way. Yeah.
Yeah, so once the ghosts leave that room in any way, shape, or form, the chest spawns. So this room has a gimmick. We have to kill the enemies in order. We have to kill them in the order of the bunny, the bat, and the skeleton, and then the bunny jumped into us, causing us to lose piece of power. That's kind of not fun.
Luckily, that Stalfos moved in a really good way so that he didn't block the bunny.
Yeah, yeah, luckily. Oh, how do I throw? Oh, I have to push B to throw. Who knew?
You learn something every day.
Oh, the mysteries of LADX speedrunning.
Coming up here is the boss to the second dungeon.
Alright.
Or like a third of the boss, at least.
Right, yeah. We do a bit of kind of a little... We skip some of the cycles of this boss.
Yeah, normally you're supposed to throw the genie bottle to the wall 3 times and that breaks it, but we're going to break it instantaneously using wall clipping, which kind of affects the hit detection with the... Because the hitboxes are going to be kind of merged.
It's going to basically be stuck in the wall, so it's... I think just counting it every frame is getting a hit, basically.
Ah, makes sense. Failed the easy strat, so we're just going to do that a little bit harder than we normally would. And then a bomb.
And there we go.
Bomb arrow kills the boss. That's good too.
Sometimes that timing can be pretty tight with laying down the first bomb.
Yo.
Yo.
That's all I gotta say. Just yo. That's my commentary, everyone. Stay tuned for the sick commentary. More at Californithon.
Really quickly,
2016.
we also have 2 more donations. Let me read that real quick.
Absolutely, go ahead.
All right, we got $5 from Epic High 13. Rom Taco Belmonts. Money goes to Rob's choice to see what DS vending he wants to play. Then character name guess it later, Kappa. So which DS vending do you want to play, Rom? Oh, he doesn't have to say King or Bait.
He doesn't. We'll have to tell him that a little bit later.
Okay.
'Cause I couldn't quite make out what the incentive is.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll tell him later. Anyways, you also got $5 from Seabass again.
Yo.
Buffer strats real. Here's 5 to the HOTS double moblin. Alright, back to you.
Sick double strats. Oh, can you explain Villa Skip that's coming up?
Okay, so Villa Skip coming up is one of the really big sequence breaks of this game. Essentially, there's this, as opposed to doing this big side quests where you have to collect these items for this guy, we kind of enter a region of the game that's usually blocked off by...
And actually, I'm just going to ask for silence so I can hear the audio cue. Yo!
That was pretty hype. So
Yo!
there's an audio cue there that we have
Oh,
to wait for, and sometimes it can take a lot of those pauses to advance the frame, but he got it on the very first attempt, which is incredibly difficult.
AKA frame perfect, 60 frames per second. Zorlax is a legend. Hashtag Californithon 2013.
Pretty much.
2013.
2013. We're going back 3 years.
Going back.
Just for that skip.
Yeah, that's how fast it was. It went back in time.
And yeah, the audio cue essentially tells us when we're tricking the game's positioning and to let us continue moving without actually falling, and we can move down into the garden.
And you can open this key block by standing it facing forward and just clipping into it.
Yeah,
So-
what that skips is was it close to 4 minutes of like back and forth getting the trade sequence up to that point, which is what lets you get a bridge across, and then you have to collect golden leaves. It's just
Like a lot of stuff is there. And then you actually catch up the trade sequence afterwards if you were to.
Oh, what am I doing?
By
What am I doing?
just going to the next cutscene, and it actually just gives you the next item.
You have to do this the hard way. I'm not very good at this one. Okay. I accidentally killed extra enemies for some reason, so I need to do that super jump in a very obscure way so I don't kill extra enemies for a piece of power. My bad, everyone.
There's backup ways to save kills though. So
Oh, rip. Okay. We didn't want that piece of power there. That's all my fault.
yeah, typically we want that piece of power drop in this room so that instead of save and quitting out of it, we can just enter the inventory menu. It saves the menu.
Yo, okay. And if you kill one of these bosses and then leave the room, both bosses count as dead. Only time in the game that happens.
Yeah.
You fight there's 2 other versions of this boss, or there's 2 other iterations. Leaving the room after killing one doesn't actually kill those other iterations. Just that one.
yeah, I'm not sure why just that one, but that's the way it works.
We theorize it has something to do with the portal, but that's about all we know. That's the only thing that's really different between those fights.
And in this dungeon, as you saw, he got the Pegasus boots, which we're going to be pretty much using throughout the rest of the run. It's incredibly useful.
Oops. I was on the next menu for some reason. Yeah, the Pegasus boots are kind of cool because unlike A Link to the Past or A Link Between Worlds, how to make a pouty face for that real quick. You can actually you can move while you're charging the boots. So we actually like charge our boots and then switch directions and bonk into objects, just normal stuff. So it's a very big part of the movement, how you actually charge your boots properly.
And there was
staggered.
another flock clip.
There's a strat where you can just jump under this. Saves a quarter of a second. It's a little inconsistent for me with control sticks, so.
And if you saw there, he kind of fell down that ladder. If you just tap the down input, instead of actually climbing down, which takes a lot longer, he just kind of falls.
Oh, I think I got the text still. Oh, damn. Whoops.
So you can see he actually
Almost text.
you're supposed to usually I think they expect you to use the feather to be able to jump there, but he skipped having to jump by just banging into the wall at the right timing, so he was in the air when they landed and didn't stun him.
Yeah, and that saves a menu of equipping the feather. There's a lot of cool optimizations in this game that essentially just amount to saving menus.
Can't turn off my mic to whisper anything. Now everyone has to know what I'm thinking right now. I forgot to do the wide, narrow thing for the stealing. Oh, never mind. During the seizure part.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it later.
Okay, yeah, there's more places.
Siki, can you explain bomb glitch since I've... Ooh.
Okay, so there's a really, really big kind of glitch coming up that is really powerful in doing sequence breaks. And essentially what it's called bomb event triggering. And by placing a bomb sprite at the right time while transitioning screens, you can mess with the game and trigger events that shouldn't happen quite yet or require some materials that we don't have. And we're going to be doing a big thing called walrus skip right here, which lets us essentially not get this ocarina that we would need to play a song to wake up this walrus here. And it kind of looks funny when you see it done.
Yeah, so actually if you do this event trigger with Bow Wow, there's a potential to soft lock the game. You actually have to leave on a very specific frame in order to not soft lock the game. However, when you leave the game on that frame, you're still in cutscene mode because you can move a little bit during cutscenes. So when you're in cutscene mode, you can't actually use any items. So I'll probably mash something. Hold on. Okay, got the good subpixel. So I'm gonna mash all my buttons right now. I can't really do anything. So we're gonna enter and exit a cave to regain control of our items.
Yeah, that trick used to be really inconsistent, but some really great runner came up with a really 100% kind of consistent way to do that.
Yeah, he's a
And
local hero.
Yeah, he's just a great guy.
Did your strat.
Well, you jumped again, so.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh okay. Thanks. Okay, that should be good, that should be good, that should be good.
He has to make sure to mash right there so he doesn't fall into that pit. It can cost like 12-ish seconds.
Yeah. I think both Leon and Giacob in their GDQ runs both fell in that pit.
You're treading new ground.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Not to talk smack, although I do that a lot. Okay, so nah, can't joke about that. Never mind. Moving on. We're going to dungeon. We got the dungeon 4 key now, so we're gonna go unlock dungeon 4. I hope and not forget. Kind of lost my train of thought there. But yeah, it's just kind of a simple walk there. I'm trying to make sure I pay attention to how many enemies Bow Wow's killing, because this last piece of power is actually the big piece of power. We need it for Dungeon 5, and that one saves probably 30-40 seconds or so. So it's important to get that one. And it makes Dungeon 5 so much easier.
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies in Dungeon 5 that if you can one-shot, it greatly increases like just the efficiency.
Stop bonking, dude. Oh, he doesn't eat that guy. Oh, didn't eat that guy. Whoa. Yo, Bow Wow was not being a jerk.
Was that good or?
I was really ahead, remember, because we had early piece of power in D3.
Okay.
Although Bow Wow has been, for the most part, not eating anything, which is good. I'd much rather get late piece of power than early piece of power.
Yeah, definitely.
No, please. Blah, blah. You can manipulate that last kill.
Yeah, as you can see, Bow Wow is kind of having a field day today, which is.
The biggest part of his variance comes in these caves up ahead.
Yeah, and these caves here, they're pretty narrow, so sometimes it's not much we can do.
Oh, okay. So we have a set of caves coming into Tall Heights. Get used to these caves. We'll see them a total of 3 times in the run. The biggest tragedy of the LADX speedrun is you don't get to hear the great Tall Heights music. You only hear it for like 10, 15 seconds or so. So, oops. Let's put the right items on. That might help. Maybe. I don't know. Just guessing here at this point. Yo! Obstacle
okay.
skip! What?
That is pretty much the most hype trick in the game, in my opinion.
No. End of D8.
Oh,
End of D8. We got a surprise new glitch.
Yeah, we're going to showcase some cool stuff.
Hopefully. It's a pretty tight trick.
Just got a little bomb refill right there.
Can you explain why we do only the first half of Dungeon 4?
Yeah, okay, so Dungeon 4, we're actually going to enter twice. We're not going to get the instrument right now. And the reason for that is because there's this kind of this event that gets triggered if you finish D4 in the casual way, where this ghost will follow you around and request that you kind of bring him back to his resting place. And he prevents you from entering a lot of dungeons while he's following you, which is kind of a problem because his little side quest takes a good 4 or so minutes. And by completing it near the end of the game instead, it just doesn't trigger that event, and we can skip it entirely. So essentially, we're just going to visit here to get the item from this dungeon so that we can continue with the game.
And that sideways jump that you saw me clear that plus gap, that cuts about like 2 minutes off this dungeon alone. And I'm going to kill this enemy pretty close to the door. You can just easily stun lock him with spin slashes. I'm going to kill him close to the door so I can pick up the fairy because I'm a wimp.
Nothing wrong with the safety fairy.
Well, there's plenty wrong with safety fairy. It's not a true world record if you get safety fairy.
This is kind of...
Although I think I got it in my world record.
It's a little arbitrary, but when he's in dungeons, you'll see that he'll kind of hop while entering a lot of rooms, and that's just because it's like 14 frames or something that is lost if you're walking while the doors close because of this like kind of lag.
Yeah, Link can't move when doors are opening or closing. If there's one door that's opening or closing, it loses 8 frames, and if there's 2 doors that are opening or closing, it costs 14. 3, I'm not sure. Probably some random number.
I'm not sure of any. Are there rooms with 3 doors?
Dungeon 3.
Oh, you're right.
4 slimes. I think that's the only one we really see.
I'm kind of sad that all the super jumping makes you skip the Mambo song now.
Ah, yeah. It's actually not the super jumping, but the event triggering. So
Oh, yeah, I guess that would, too.
That's what caused
Yeah.
us to skip all of the ocarina. Believe you me, I'd rather have the Mambo.
Yeah, because I guess if you had the ocarina, it would still save time to warp in dungeons a little bit.
Yeah, some dungeons actually become a lot harder without some items that we skip because a song called Mambo's Mambo acts as a save and quit that's kind of in-game
Yo,
And-
sick strap.
and prevents a lot of backtracking.
I actually got the bad RNG in that room with the helmet store, but it worked out. So we got D5 piece of power. Good.
Yeah,
Good, good.
that was a great start. That's kind of exactly where you wanted Piece of Power to drop.
Yeah, and then after this dungeon, you don't really need pieces of power all that much anymore, if at all.
Basically, if they pop up, we're gonna try to avoid them. I learned the lesson the hard way recently. Don't get D6 early piece of power. Bad times. Yo, frame perfect jump.
Yeah, that jump right there, you have to do it on the right frame to kind of skip the little pit down there.
Good RNG too.
And you'll see a lot of the time these Helmisars will just kind of stand in a really awkward position where instead of actually killing them, you'll just keep clinking against them.
Can you talk about this with the boss a little bit?
Yeah, so the Master Stalfos here, we're going to fight a handful of times, and each battle is going to kind of go similarly. It's a matter of setting him up to deal some damage with bombs. And for the most part of Dungeon 5, we're just going to be making the rounds to each room where we have to fight him to ultimately kind of complete the dungeon.
Yeah, he has the hook shot, which is why we had to kill him.
And the middle 2 battles of the 4, he only takes 2 hits, so you save a few bombs and arrows there.
So we talked about door lag, and I usually jump to avoid door lag. We can actually use the pause screen to avoid some door lag too. So, you know, gotta save some frames here and there. It's important. It's not. I wasn't clipping that pot. I wasn't sure if that was gonna work.
And a lot of people have different strats with his rooms. I believe Zorlax
uses an audio cue to throw that bomb.
Yeah, I used it. That's what Cransoon taught me in his videos, not personally. Shoutouts to Cransoon. Without his videos, I would not be a speedrunner today of this game. Ooh, good bet.
That little segment right there is really finicky. He has to enter the water in the right direction so that he can damage boost off of those creatures.
Yo, first try.
Yeah, that was also really cool. That jump can be really finicky, so the fact that he got first try is really impressive.
Yeah, normally you need the hook shot to open up this bridge. That allows you to get the boss key. And the hook shot's in the very beginning of the dungeon, so we don't want to go. We don't want to go to the beginning of the dungeon and come all the way back here. Yo, that face left strat.
And now we're just making our way to the final Master Stalfos room.
Yup. Ah, no. What's gonna kill that guy? He can be annoying. This place looks familiar. Vaguely. Nope. We just want to kill that guy because he'll be back if we don't. Oh. Whoops. Gotta hope for some arrow drops in the next section where I'll have to modify some strats.
Yeah, arrow count can be pretty crucial in this run. For the first half, you don't have too many of them.
Yeah, you have room for maybe like 2 or 3 misses, and then at the end of the game, you also need at least 20 arrows to be able to kill the final boss efficiently.
16 arrows. What am I
Or
doing?
16 arrows, sorry. I don't know why I said 20.
I'm supposed to have
20
hook
for
shot.
me when I missed the 4 kills, so like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
4 shots 4 times.
Story checks out.
And if you'll see, the hook shot's really efficient for one-shotting a lot of enemies. You don't necessarily need piece of power to do that. It's just kind of the nature of the item.
These fish here are killers of runs. They are no fun.
And you'll see going into the boss here, there's a couple ways you can do this run. You can retain your piece of power, which kind of makes the timing a little tighter, or you can lose it, which generally makes the fight be safer.
Yeah, because the piece of power basically gives the boss more invulnerability frames because it's trying to act. The boss is trying to get knocked back and he doesn't move anywhere. So this boss is RNG. He can pop out of any one of these 4 holes, and we can only cover 2 holes on the screen at a time. So 50-50 shot each time.
So that was really good so far.
Okay, got 4 hits. He takes 8 hits to kill, no matter what you have. Oh, 1 cycle.
That's not too bad then.
Okay, I almost
Yeah,
lost
so 1
that.
extra cycle is actually kind of above average.
Yeah. Each cycle costs 3 seconds. So 3 seconds, not bad.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Absolutely.
So this one's for Rom Scout. So oh crap, turn my okay, there we go. So Epic donated $10. Said, "Hi, I heard Rom Scout retired from speedrunning. Why is he a fraud?"
We got a donation asking why you're a fraud, Ron Scout. I think it was Epic.
Oh, we also got. I thought you read that. We also got another $10 donation from Charlie Party.
Yo, Charlie! Yo! Yo! Okay.
Shoutouts to Zorlax. Parentheses. Poor triangle. Bless its heart.
Yeah, the triangle is the best instrument of the speedrun. It tries so hard. Triangle, triangle. Okay, I'll stop. Can't have too much fun here. This is serious business.
Speedrunning is very serious.
If you don't take your game seriously, like, what's the point? You know, it's all about the world records.
I know, right?
That's it. Notoriety, world records, money.
Because there's so much money in speedrunning.
Oh yeah.
So coming up is this thing called the Armos maze, and it's an incredibly tricky part of the run. A lot of tight movement. As you'll see, he's going to try to bypass a lot of these enemies that are activated kind of as you touch them. So he's going to try his best not to activate as many as possible.
Yeah, and if he messes up and gets hit by any of them, I think it's like 2 hearts.
Yeah, it's 2 hearts.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
You got hit by the blob.
Yeah,
though.
luckily
That's
the slime.
better.
I had trouble with that one earlier today too. And we also take 2.5 hearts of intentional damage in this segment too. So I need to really pay attention. I'm gonna call serious time, so I have to do a quick kill here with no audio cues, basically. Okay. It's fine.
So that's bootstraps.
That's a makeshift bootstraps.
Yeah, it was
Improvised. That's what you want to do with a very, very dangerous quick kill.
yeah, that saves a lot of time as opposed to kind of the way it seems that it's intended is you have the Rock's Feather and you just kind of jump to dodge the stun, and it can be significantly slower.
Yeah, the game actually intends you to use arrows. You have to use like 12 arrows on
We're
it.
just like, oh, that's how you play the game normally.
Yeah, right. I was like, that's the casual way.
Those pots actually those pots in the shrine actually have arrows in them.
Yeah. And this is a game that's actually had the route change a lot, even just the last 2 years.
Don't look at that. I got the heart. I got worried.
So even amongst like all the various speedrunners of this game, there's like, you know, casual strats, then there's like casual speedrun strats, then there's like 2013 strats, then there's like 2015 strats.
And then there's Dresden strats. That's using the hook shot on that Armos night. Then we call this the Zorlax jump here.
Yep. This is what's called the Zorlax pit.
Yep. I'm known for failing it.
It doesn't help that Bow Wow is kind of obscuring the edge of the pit there.
Oh, excuses. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
I need
Bow
those.
Wow actually makes probably the other biggest sequence break coming up a lot harder too sometimes.
Oh, yeah. We told you we hate him. What's my arrow count at?
So this is Dungeon 6.
We're 1 arrow behind what I want.
Yeah, this is actually one of the longest dungeons casually, and I think was one of the 2 or 3 longest dungeons before the super jumping came about. but now it's like really short.
Yeah, the layout is very kind of maze-like.
That's why we want the arrow, just in case you missed that by a little bit. We have 2 hearts, which is a little bit less than ideal.
And coming up here is kind of the dungeon item for this game, or for this dungeon, which is kind of silly.
You need it for like a room besides this.
Yeah, once you leave this dungeon, it's kind of never used.
Yeah, its intended purpose is to let you get the flying rooster. It allows you to push over the weather vane in town. But yeah, we don't get the rooster because rooster sucks. Hashtag rooster sucks. Californithon 2013. Well, we got the swag room coming up.
Yeah, this room has a lot of potential for swag.
Swag, 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 swag. Okay, end the swag. If you hookshot onto an object while standing right next to it, you actually become invulnerable for that room. So we're using that right now. Just makes that room slightly faster. All right. I thought so.
This room has a lot of really tight timing to kill all these wizrobes in one cycle.
I thought so. No. Ah! Of course, the acorn was just like, yeah, no.
It knew the spark was coming for you.
Well, I couldn't even get. I would have had to jump into the stairs. That's the issue. Because of stairs in this game. Them stairs.
Yeah, stairs in this game are very, very weird.
So I promised 96 menus. I used two extra, so we're at 98.
As long as we can keep it under 100.
No guarantees. RNG blob boss. That was another example of flock skipping. Using that text box just to click through that key block.
And that skip right there kind of alone skips a great deal of Dungeon 6.
Oh yeah.
And you'll notice he
it skips the horse head room too, which is one of the worst RNG things to ever happen to a game.
My personal PB for horse heads is 21 tries. If you don't know what horse heads are, they're just items that you have to like throw and they randomly will like unlock a door. Cliff Notes version. All right, this boss control you a little bit, but we got him through. Got through him all right.
The boss is really nice because he actually drops 2 fairies as opposed to 1 for whatever reason, and it's a nice little health refill.
I think 1 fairy will heal all of your hearts though.
Yeah. Well,
In this case.
it's nice because that way you can linger at the door after you've gotten the fairy.
That's true. And we're gonna kill all these enemies without actually using an item or a weapon. I don't know if I got the manip. Okay, I got the manip. Yeah, you got it. We want to manipulate that BMO to shoot twice, otherwise bad times.
And it's a pretty well-known fact, but the boss of this is actually vulnerable before its cutscene even starts.
Yep.
So you can get 3 shots in before it starts talking.
A lot of people recognize it from the Oracle games. It's a similar concept.
Oh no, I took a hit on the boss. Need to retire. I like to hold a pot here.
Holding a pot here just is kind of silly, as we'll see.
Because you don't see the heart. Triangle hype. Can I get some hype in chat for triangle? Triangle is the best
Is there a triangle emote?
Is there a triangle emote? Give me your
will be now.
Yeah. We need
Submitting
anything
it as we
triangle.
speak.
Good.
Give me the sorry I dropped my Doritos. Anything with triangles because triangle hype. Bless its heart.
Now, coming up here is...
No bird skip. Not doing the bird skip.
Yeah, he had the option to skip this text if he was,
Seabass. Yes. I got
so-
confirmation that chat was hype for triangle. Thank you so much.
You know, I'm really sad Bow Wow doesn't like eat the owl when.
Yeah, that would definitely make this game go a lot faster.
Oh man, that would be the best cutscene for him to eat.
We're working on it. Maybe someday.
New patch. So normally we're supposed to have Mambo's Mambo in the old speed routes, as was said before. Now we just have to swim up this moat. It takes forever.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
funny.
come on.
By some parts of the game, kind of inevitably become slower when you optimize it.
Okay. This owl here sucks because he's just like he feels so unnecessary because we just talked to the owl right outside of Dungeon 6, and now he's talking to us again. And this text box is actually longer in the Japanese version compared to the US version.
But just the one text box of the kids that you can skip in this must save time over all the others, even if they're even.
Yeah.
It's definitely significant.
Yeah, I was saying that saves about 19 seconds. It's just ridiculous. So we're back in these caves again.
Can we get hyped for another?
Yo!
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 Obstacle
Okay.
step number 2.
Yo, 2 for 2. We esports now. Here at the esports arena in Santa Ana, California.
All right, so this is going to be one of the most famous skips that's been around a long time in this game. You're supposed to get the frog song and then open up the statue in the village and then get the rooster, but you can just go over this pit without any of that.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for a little bit of serious time.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, kind of there. Okay, that's one more buffer. Oops. What's what? Uh-oh. That's fine. We'll move forward a little bit. And pray we don't fall in the pit instantaneously. That's a possibility right now because we're on a very bad pixel. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. Actually, not quite yet. Don't count my eggs yet.
Bow Wow killed it.
No, that wasn't Bow Wow. That was me.
Bow Wow
the,
didn't help.
So that wasted about 30 seconds right there.
Yeah,
Actually, that wasted
falling-
probably closer to 50, just because of all the map buffering.
Yeah, because instead of just kind of respawning at the entrance of that room, you have to walk back from the base.
Rip.
And as you could see, Bow Wow was kind of moving around a lot in front of Link.
Whoops, I'm not in the right. Okay, we'll just... That's it right there. Okay, we're on it now. Sorry,
job.
everyone. Yeah, no one clap for that. No one clap for that. Please. No pity claps. I deserve all the shame for failing a trick that is 100% consistent and bufferable.
Well, to be fair, you're pause buffering with a GameCube controller.
Yeah, the controller makes this a lot harder.
That sucked all the fun out of my soul now. I'm just a dead husk of a speedrunner. Sicky has to talk for the entire run.
It's okay, you still have the most hype glitch coming up,
Oh
right?
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That got me back a little bit. Oh man. I'm also keeping time on my stopwatch because I'm like that. I don't know if that violates the rules here, but
I'm just shocked that people still use stopwatches. I was like thrown off by that.
Best thing about my watch is it says WR for a world record.
Oh my god. Did you buy it just because of that?
I don't think I was a speedrunner when I got this watch, actually.
So this part can be annoying. That light can kind of get in the way.
And we normally need the Dungeon 7 item to get through this area, but we can just use a wall clip, and we'll skip all that. Dungeon 7 item is the mirror shield.
Honestly, if you had not reminded me of that, I would have completely forgotten. That was why we do that. Okay.
Yeah, Dungeon 7's item is similarly kind of seldom used in the run or in the casual play.
Okay, good.
So the bomb there actually skipped the frog song, which you normally need to wake this thing up, and it just triggered the cutscene anyway.
And we can just walk through his head while he's moving because he doesn't have a hitbox. Interestingly enough, though, if you use the bomb trigger glitch like we just talked about, that boss only has 1 HP, so you can actually just kill him real fast. But it's not worth it.
Is there any risk of soft walking on that one, or
No,
is it
it's
just the other one?
It's just that one with Walrus for some reason.
Well,
As far as I know.
you can prevent the cutscene from happening if you kind of perform the bomb trigger incorrectly.
Yeah.
But that can be reset to my knowledge, so it's not a true soft lock.
I don't know how to reset it.
So something interesting is done a couple times in this dungeon already that
Yep.
we probably should have noted on. When you wall clip into blocks that are pushable, you can actually push them essentially in any direction. So if he's clipping the corner, even though you're supposed to only be able to push it a specific direction, you actually push it to the side. So it sequence breaks a couple things. Also in Dungeon 7, you can use it to sequence break.
Yep.
Although I'm not even sure if you do in this route anymore.
No, not anymore. But I do it once, but just to save like a second. It's not like
Yeah.
a big sequence break.
Yeah, at this point, they're mostly just for optimizations.
And no curse to Jacob. I love you, Jacob. Please come back. Return of Jacob, 2016.
And you'll see he did a wall clip right there
Ah.
so that he could be 1 frame closer to the exit of that room.
Yeah, 1 frame.
It's a very essential time save.
You know, I'll fail rooster skip, but I'll save the 1 frame. You know, that's a cost benefit analysis right there. Oh no!
Just hoping that this can be burless.
Merlis, please. Man, my nose is so itchy. That's why you see me scratching it so much, chat. I know you see it. I know you see it.
Here's the return of our favorite mini boss.
Coming up, we have a block puzzle room, so you have to push this block and like you control it. You need to fill up all the spaces in the room. There's a chest that spawns on the opposite side of the room, and you can jump while using this item. So I'm gonna be trying to jump closer, oops, or failing the trick altogether. Oh, just fall in the pit, you know, whatever. I don't fail this ever, even on console with control stick, but you know. Oh my God! I'm gonna have to stop doing that then. I can't. Evidently, I can't do it. Yeah, one more.
Yeah, doing the hopping there, it's optimal, but sometimes it can be hard to get the right inputs.
Third try strats.
I honestly don't really ever attempt it. I'm too inconsistent.
You know, so we wasted about 20 seconds to get that 2-second time save. You know, more cost benefit analysis. So we're gonna do a really strange super jump here. So kind of like if you pause on the same frame, you jump into lava or water. The game thinks you're on shallow water, and being on shallow water pushes you 1 pixel down. So that actually forces inside the wall a little bit, which allows us to super jump right here.
That alone is a ginormous sequence break.
So this boss, you basically just have to mash. Oh wow.
His health behaves very strangely. The amount of hits he takes is very inconsistent. Like as you saw there, it didn't take too many, but sometimes it could take 5 or so cycles.
I think I got it. Wang height. Got the wang.
We got the glitch.
Brand new speed strats.
Never before seen.
Never before seen. Most important trick.
So just a reminder, even though he's now completed Dungeon 8, he's sequence broke a lot, so he still has Dungeons 7 and 4 to complete.
Yep. And it's great because like Dungeon 7 is right next to Dungeon 4, and Dungeon 4 we have to do last, as we discussed earlier. And it's almost like the game was meant to do this, to be broken in this way.
Yeah, it's incredibly convenient the way you just kind of move from D7 to 4 to the final stage.
And the fire rod allows us to actually kill the boss in Dungeon 7 a lot faster than would be normal. All right.
Here's number 3 of the our time in the caves.
Yo,
and that is obstacle skip number 3.
That saved about a 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, maybe half a second.
So the three obstacle sips there, I mean, that had to make up for the rooster skip.
Obviously. Clearly.
It's just an incredible time save.
We Giacob now, boys. This is actually one of my least favorite splits in the entire run, or segments.
Yeah, the cave move in here can be really...
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Everyone spam Resident Sleepers for me. Because I hate this section.
There's not really much to optimize. You just kind of have to go through these narrow passageways, and the keys can get in your way.
Hold B, hold directions.
Yeah, hold B. That's about it.
Because boots are always on B, and if you have boots on A, you're wrong. If you have sword
Side
on
note:
B,
I have boots on A in this part whenever I do the run.
hence why he does not have world record.
Okay, coming up is one of my favorite glitches in this game.
Hopefully. It's
Yeah,
RNG.
we'll see.
I wish it was like permanent if it happens.
Pack it up, go home. Nope.
Doesn't look like you got it.
Sometimes Bow Wow can actually eat this cutscene. Yeah, he can actually eat this cutscene. So the whole turning of the Dungeon 7, he didn't do it this time.
Similarly to Walrus Skip, it halts all your inputs.
Does
But-
it really? I didn't know that.
Because I guess it's still considered a cutscene.
Yeah, and actually if Bow Wow eats that cutscene, it saves about 4 seconds. So, rip 4 seconds. If you just touch these paddles without moving them, those blocks stay in place. That's a 1.0 exclusive glitch.
Remember to not do the thing.
Oh, thanks. After I cleared
Oh,
the
I
room.
guess I was
Thank
a little
you.
late.
I didn't do the thing, which is actually soft locking in this dungeon. On that room. There's always a possibility that I'll discover a new soft lock, like I did not too long ago.
Zorlax seems very good at finding incredibly creative soft locks.
That's what I'm known for. I almost fell in the pit there. You know.
That was a little scary.
Oh, I'm not wall clipped. So we have a cool little super jump coming up here. We're gonna super jump and grab the ball and throw it all at once. Really low for some reason.
And as you'll see here, he's going to bomb trigger the 4th pillar because it saves kind of going down and around this other little path.
Yeah, the other way you'd have to do is like a hook shot jump while throwing the ball to get across the gap, and no hook shot jumps, please. We saw how those worked.
And you theoretically could bomb every single pillar there with this glitch, but on the other ones, apparently you have to kill enemies in a specific order
Yeah.
in order to make it actually work.
Although
Don't ask me. I
from
just
some
worked it.
timing, I think it comes out to be a couple seconds faster, which is very interesting.
Really, that's faster? I didn't know that.
To my knowledge, there hasn't been extensive testing, but
Who tested that? Disclude?
I believe it's Crabone.
If it's disclude, okay. That's all I got to say about that. Oop. That was a cool, another set of mini super jumps. We used the P-hat enemy to just clink and change our momentum while in air. That actually skips the whole nightmare bar, not that, getting the nightmare key and the mini boss.
Yeah, actually, if you break all 4 pillars first, does the mini boss still spawn?
Yeah, he's there.
believe-
Oh, okay, he's there. Okay.
Seldom seen.
So he moved down off the screen right there to skip the animation of the bird flying away. Saves about like 5 seconds.
Really? That was like half a second or something.
Oh, I might be exaggerating.
It's somewhere between half a second,
No,
5
it's like
seconds.
5 seconds in the speedrunner's head.
Oh,
so-
okay. That's about
Yeah,
right.
it feels like
That's
5
about
seconds.
This death animation's like 3 hours.
right. The facade
take.
death animation, oh my god. That was like the longest
That takes so long.
explosion in the entire game. It is just for a darn face on the ground.
And I don't know if it was really explained why we do this dungeon after D8.
Oh, I didn't get it. No wing.
It's just like saving screens, basically. Like total screens you have to travel, right?
and also because the magic rod makes that boss battle
Oh, yeah,
incredibly
right.
faster.
I honestly forgot there was a time when people maybe fought this thing without the magic rod.
I know, right?
You know, actually, this route, like the general gist of this route, is about 10 years old. It was like,
Yeah.
or like 10 or 11 years old. It was an old runner named Mauer who first discovered to do this this dungeon order. So, LADX is one of the older Zelda speedruns.
Yeah,
out
it
there.
was only recently that this old VHS recording of Mauer's run was kind of uncovered a couple years back.
Yeah, Mauer is actually a very successful speedrunner. He changed his name. If you ever want to come back, Mauer, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
I think that was 90. I think that was 100 right there, or that would be like 2 over.
Are we at 100 quite yet?
Well, I mean, I did 4 extra menus. I think I missed 2, so I think that counts to 4. Damage boost. Shoutouts to me.
Shoutouts to Alos as well.
I'm surprised I haven't said shoutouts to me this entire run yet. I'm a little appalled. Okay, we have to hope for really good RNG at the end because we are pretty far behind time.
That super jump cuts out RNG with the pattern that you're supposed to do on the block puzzle
Oh wait,
over there.
hard boss. Serious
Coming
time.
up is-
serious time.
Oh, definitely.
Oh man,
serious
that
time.
was incredible. A lot of skill goes into that fight.
That quick kill though. That quick kill though.
Never mind.
That's all we gotta say about that. Bloop bloop.
And now we have all 8 instruments, and we're ready to kind of enter the final zone of the game. Fun fact about Game Boy Player, you can change the resolution.
As long as no one's yelling
I'm
at
suddenly
me.
happy you normally don't play this version when you're streaming. Or play on this console, rather.
I hope I didn't just screw up the layout by doing that.
Oh man.
You might have killed somebody.
I think I heard something over there. So we're just gonna make our way to the egg now and basically do the end of the game, the final boss.
Yeah, the final boss resides in a giant egg.
Yeah.
Can I do a
Go
quick,
figure.
Do you have quick donation?
And
No.
normally they expect you to finish the
Yeah,
trade sequence before you fight or do this dungeon.
Oh, wait.
Because that gives you like a specific set of directions through it, but there's a set of directions that always works.
Yep. So we have a donation coming in, Rom.
So we got $5 from John Carls.
Yo, John Carls. It's been a long time.
Awesome marathon for an awesome cause. Keep up the great work and keep saving frames. Also, LADX is awesome.
That's true. It's not. Oh yeah. So what Romscout was saying. So the egg is kind of like the Lost Forest, whatever that is, where you have to like take a certain path to get to the end. So if you read this book in the library that gives you the path gets set then. If you don't read the book, you get set to this default path, so that allows us to travel through the egg without actually knowing what the path is, because it has a default value. There's also a very important glitch in there too, in the egg. We call that the bombing in the windfish egg glitch. Named in a similar manner as what Rooster Skip was called. In the early days of Rooster Skip, we used to call that the skipping the flying rooster glitch. Thank you, Tompa, for the name. I love you, Tompa.
These days we usually just call it RS, or Rooster Skip.
Or RG.
And coming up here is a funny little exploit that I didn't even know existed
Yeah, this is
until
the
today.
The bombing in the windfish egg glitch.
Oh, yes, of course. That's.
Yeah, if you lay bombs on screens, sometimes the bombs carry over like that. So we have one more bomb trigger, which is actually how bomb triggers were discovered. If you mash bombs, you can actually skip this text. Yep, so that saves about 10 seconds right there.
And you'll notice it's a little quiet now because that glitch
Okay, got the pixel.
also cuts the music.
So a lot of quick kills coming up on this final boss, so. RNG? Nope, bad RNG.
There's a chance that quick kill doesn't work.
Yeah. So that's over. We're definitely over 100 menus now. Okay, at least we got the faster pattern on the blob. So up next we have Aghanim. He has 2 attacks. The first 2, we can always reflect back at him. He takes 4 hits to kill. After the first 2 hits, he can shoot something that are called blue balls, which we cannot reflect back at him and damage him. Each blue ball, it's 50-50 shot blue ball or reflectable ball. Each blue ball takes about 8 seconds, and it's just RNG, and we just have to sit through it. And there's
So
one.
you never know. You never quite know kind of what pace you're on until you fight Aghanim.
No, I know what kind of pace I'm on.
So I think the highest number we've heard so far is 15 on this guy.
I believe so. Yeah.
That was 15 by Aslian in a race. He did not win. Okay, we got 1. That's good. That's good. Can we have another quick
One's
kill here?
pretty good.
Just give me a second. Hashtag right hand. Oh no!
Oh no!
How do I fail
Very
that?
close.
I did the right hand mash too. I had the
I
timing.
think you got a lot of the hits though.
I don't think so. I think I got like 4. This is also called pulling a Zorlax because I've had a few world records.
You know, actually,
There we go.
the first few GDQ runs of this, no one hit that.
Really?
It's
You're not
infamous.
alone.
Okay. That farm, you just like dash into him until he dies.
And
Okay.
here now is the final form of the boss named Deathel.
He takes 16 arrows to kill. You can hit him 4 times every time he opens his eye. But when he opens his eye, it's completely RNG. So we just kind of have to hope that we don't get bad RNG. Oh.
In the previous route,
Sorry.
the Ocarina, you actually were able to skip this phase completely, but obviously getting the Ocarina is just way too slow.
Just winking
so.
at me. We need one more cycle, theoretically.
There we
that's
go.
gonna be it.
And there we
Nice.
have it. Now we're gonna.
Yeah, time's gonna be coming up about 2.5 seconds after I touch the stairs when the screen fades to white.
And the reason it's 2.5 seconds after the stairs because you can actually, at least
Oh,
in
no.
previous versions, you're still vulnerable when you're climbing up it, so you could die there.
And
Now.
time.
Yeah.
I know what I got, so.
Well, that was fun.
That was Link's Awakening DX. Sorry about the rooster skip, guys.
That was still a great run.
Yeah.
That was about.
That was a lot of fun to watch.
59:41.
That's exactly what I got. How about that?
What was the time?
59:41. Oh, great.
Hey, sub-hour. Take it.
And I'd just like to give quick shout-outs to the LADX community for being great. Every one of you, Disclude, Green Tunic, Cravone, Seabass, Dresden. Thank you again, Dresden, for lending me your game and Game Boy Player. Sicky for coming out here doing commentary. Rom Scout for also coming and doing commentary. Hope to see you in the game soon. Also like to give shout-outs to the Californithon. Thanks for having me. It was a blast. I'm sorry my time was...
You're welcome.
I can't think of anything else to do. Shout-outs to me. Also
Yeah.
shout-outs to Geese, but mostly shout-outs to me.
Shout-outs to you. You
shout-outs,
deserve it.
shout-outs to me. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know if they cut it, but maybe the chat gets to see the weird credits.
What causes the weird credits anyway? Except every time I play the game,
The credits run at 60 FPS, so they kind of like flicker in and out to give a fading effect. So
Oh,
we see the
that's
weird credits when we stream at 30 FPS. Well, we're streaming at 60.
we're streaming at 60 though.
Oh, okay.